Because this guy's a pioneer.
He's a pioneer in the hat game.
That's
I've heard
not
about
just
you.
the hat. No, not just the hat game. Listen,
The
this
sneaker game too, right?
everything. Okay,
Everything.
He says he's the worst collector. He goes by what, the worst collector in the world?
I saw that.
Let me tell you something. It's quite the opposite. That's sarcasm at its highest level. and when we're done today, I want everyone to go all through this gentleman's Instagram and look at this shit because it's crazy.
Right.
Okay. Now, where I'm going to take you on a journey. Okay, and it's going to start in something called the dungeon.
Okay, now.
That's the dungeon. Right, Joe?
Oh, he collected like that.
Yeah, that's the dungeon, the stock room, goes by many names.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just got out of control. Just,
Listen, if that's out of control, I love out of control because that's beautiful. So, Joe, I want you to do me a favor, right? So I know that this was a place where you actually used to film shows very similar to this, right?
That's right. Yeah. So back in the day, Leon and I, a few of us from Team Fitted fame, did a television, I would say, like, channel where we had shows every night. And yeah, I had the Wednesday slot, so I would do shows from down there and just kind of show off things, talk about things. My show is kind of more based around just, getting people to talk and, just chop it up, waste an hour or two, just kind of, shooting the shit and not really, just picking a topic and letting the show kind of dictate. And I tried to just kind of, drive the bus and let the people have a fun time. That was pretty much my gist of it.
So, Joe, like, where did your love of hats come into play? Like, when did that happen for you? And what led to where we are today?
So, I mean, I grew up in the era of, when I was a kid, a snapback was this high-sitting fucking piece of shit that had just the biggest piece of plastic that would dig in the back of your head. And, we'd have to wear them for Little League and we'd have to wear them for all that. And I remember I was about maybe 10 or 11 and I got my first fitted. And it was a White Sox, just plain black and white, classic fitted. And I loved it. And as I grew, it kind of mutated. I really got into sneakers for a long time. And then it was like, okay, I just want one cap, like, in every color. And, like, let's just start there.
Yeah.
And I don't know, 1,000 caps later, we're sitting here trying to find stockroom space and getting storage units and shit just to stock it all.
Yeah. So listen, you got into that. Now you have this Instagram, right? And Leon, do we have the Instagram? Some of the Instagram pictures up there? So this is insane, right? Now tell us about this. Like, how long were you doing this for? Because you had basically had a different combination every day for how long?
I don't know. I would say probably, like, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 years. It just kind of started out as just kind of like this backhanded joke because, like, at the time, everybody was really, like, beating on their chest about what they had and what they could get and all of that shit. And I just wanted to, like, take it the other way and go, like, this is the worst collection ever. Like, look at this shit. Look how terrible this shit is. Like, because at the end of the day, like, let's be real, it's time and money. If you've got time and money and you want to really sink it into it, if you're passionate about it, it's not work. You just enjoy it. So it will snowball. It'll take over. And so I just started posting up my outfits of the day, and people liked it. People started to get into it, and so I just started putting up more and more. And then it would be like if I missed a day or two, people were like checking in, and I was getting wellness checks at my house and shit. Like, it was crazy, but yeah. So I just kind of started doing that and just had fun with it. Just trying to throw all different pieces of, like, collection that I've you know, shit that I've collected over the years. So.
Man, this is cool stuff. I mean, Leon lives and dies by your Instagram. This is like his pastime is going on your Instagram to look at some past posts, right, Leon?
Yeah. I pulled out some of my favorites and kind of wanted you to walk us through it. So.
Oh, sure. So yeah, wow, this is a good one. I just wanted to like throw a lot of color at everybody with this. I got these Air Max 90s, What the Max, from, I believe I got these from Shoe Gallery in Miami.
Shoe Gallery in Miami. Just that's the store that just did the pink bottom Marlins, Manolo.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, they're good people down there, and you know, back in the day, like I was on Twitter a lot, so
yeah.
I would just chat with people, and I got in good with some of the people there, and I saw them pop up on Instagram or something, maybe Twitter, I don't remember, and I was like, yo, I gotta have them. Like, what do I gotta do? And dude's like, no problem, man. Just pay for them. You're good. Yeah. And but yeah, so the Air Max, what the Max, I guess, Air Max 90s, some breakout Atari socks, the Rainbow Road, Super Mario, Mario Racing, and then a flagship New Era cap to top it all off. So that was part of that flagship series where they had one for every flagship store that was open at the time.
Yeah. Leon tried getting me to want to buy one of those on the last show. He was gonna coerce me into buying something very similar to that. But that's cool, man.
You can make worse choices, man. I mean,
but I have made worse choices.
Well, the thing I love about that flagship line was the undies, man. The underbills on every cap were pretty dope.
Yeah.
And that I really as a big dude who, like, you know, I'm pushing for, you know, 350 four bills. So I mean, for me, I'm a big dude. So when people look up, that underbill is what hits more than the top of the cap sometimes.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
Facts.
For sure.
Oh, so I actually busted out this cap. So this is like during Halloween time. I really get up for Halloween. I always loved Halloween. So this is a Super Mario 2 serial killer crossover. So you've got like Jason and Freddy, Chucky, and the girl from The Ring on the shirt.
Yeah.
The Friday the 13th, you know, socks, shoes. These are the SB Dunk High Friday the 13th, which came out in the horror pack, I think maybe 2010-ish. And then the Twisted split face Mishka to top it on the top. Yeah.
It feels like every Halloween people go on an eBay search for that hat.
But that hat, which is funny because that hat was a pre-order. I saw it first and kind of lost my shit.
Yeah.
Was calling in favors before I even knew. I was like, man, if it's a raffle, if I could just get everybody to enter for the raffle for me, like I just wanted to lock one down. And then they went on pre-order. So it just kind of was one of those things that if you knew, you knew. And if you didn't, you missed it. And
that's why it's big to be in these communities, right?
Oh, absolutely. I think being in, you know, Team Fitted, 5950, New Era Hat Society, all of these groups are paramount to, I mean, you'll lose a ton of money as far as, you know,
for sure.
Your wallet will hurt, but
for sure. But you're not going to miss as much. You're definitely not going to miss as much.
Well, here, I think that's why I think it's important for people to know their lane. Like, I think, as you can see, like, I kind of get into that, like, pop culture vibe. That's more my style. Like, not that I won't wear sports stuff. I won't wear, you know, Bulls caps or White Sox caps, that type of shit. But, like, I'm into a lot of cartoons and that type of thing. So for me, that's my lane. So I try to get that type of thing. If you go into it saying, I'm going to get every custom cap or I'm going to get every, you know, every side patch cap, you're just going to set yourself up for regret. So for me, I think it's more about just knowing who you are and building off that.
Yeah, and you're going to go bankrupt.
Oh, absolutely.
Listen,
Huh.
just when we pull this up, right? My favorite hip hop song of all time is "The Mystery of Chess Boxing." I don't know if you remember the song. It was like it is to me. It's just an unbelievable rap song. But every time I see these Wu-Tang logos, that's the first place I go. But this is out. This is awesome, man. Tell us about this.
So yeah, so this is just some stuff I picked up. Obviously, could not afford the Wu-Tang Clan dunks. So these are the next best thing I could do, which is some New Love Jordan 1s. These came out in a Jordan pack that came with the old school Jordan, like red, black, and white.
The black toe.
These. And then, yeah, so, shirt, stance socks, the Wu-Tang cap. I mean, I have to play 36 Chambers every time I put this shit on. Like, I can't. How can you not? You know what I mean? Like, but yeah, this is one of my favorites for sure.
Nice.
Yeah, and I mean, this is kind of what I mean. Like,
those like Reebok pumps.
These are Reebok Pump Fury Marvel Wolverines. Came out, I think, 2008, 2009, maybe. This was when nobody gave a shit about Reebok. Like, sneakers were not popping really. I always love this sneaker because no laces, couple pumps, you're pretty much set, and it's a comfortable sneaker, and you can slide it on. But these actually, like, the picture doesn't really show it. There's a lot of like fur on. The black is all fur. But then you got like the Street Fighter Vegas t-shirt from the Wolverine comic one, matching socks, Wolverine cap. Yeah, this is me right here for sure.
Yeah, all complete with Wolverine's chest hair all over the shoes.
Oh, that Stay Puft hat is nasty.
Oh, it's so good. It's such a good
I've
one.
never seen that.
And the best part about that hat is that it's like toasted. So as you turn it, it actually looks like it was set on fire. It's purposely yellowed. So like I actually did some texturing on the shirt, tried to get the shirt to like yellow a little bit, and tried to rub in some like not burn mark type shit, but tried to like replicate that darkness on like the cheek.
Yeah,
and then
Jordan, you're a creator too, and you're a creator too. I mean, listen, even folks that are putting together these outfits and stuff, that's a way of creating, and I think
it's art.
Manolo is probably going to try to find that hat because he wants to make something.
Yeah, you're damn right. I got a Stay Puft art piece right here, a whole Ghostbusters collection. I need that hat.
Well, Manolo, listen, man, I want you to go on his Instagram because you're going to find about 1,000 other hats you're going to want to create around. So
that's what I'm doing. I've been scrolling.
Yeah.
I've been scrolling down the page.
Dude, but listen, that's why these communities are beautiful, man, because it unlocks so many different things that we can kind of feed off each other with, right?
Right.
But what that leads us into is I wanted to kind of start a discussion, and Leon's going to be as much a participant as you guys are in this space. Is tell us, there's so many different components to what New Era connects to. So you've got like pop culture, you've got music, you've got sports, you've got street culture, all of this stuff just kind of connects to New Era. And I just wanted to get everyone's take on that because I think that's what's beautiful about New Era is that it connects to so many different things, right?
Right.
It could be your outfit, Joe. It could be your creation, Manolo. It could just be your love for hats in general, Leon, right? So I'd love to start a discussion and just hear what everyone what you guys think about that. And I'm also going to be looking at comments too, just to see if there's anything out there that we can kind of throw into the discussion too.
Yeah.
Who you want to start?
I think the biggest thing is kind of how New Era changed their marketing to, fly your own flag and made it less about just the sports team and more about, where you represent or where you're from. Like you got kids right now buying the pink bottoms for World Series hats that they might not even know the teams that really played or the players, but they know it looks good. So yeah. I think the big switch there was very interesting. And then you have like companies like, Jay-Z doing the MLB drop, with making his logos on the side, or Joe Fresh Goods kind of going and putting a little thing on existing on field. It's just real cool to kind of see that happen and watch the evolution of the different collaborations and stuff like that. Like what are your guys' like kind of favorite collabs in the past with New Era?
Ooh, collabs. I like the Joe Fresh Good because he did a Braves hat and he did a pop up here. I loved the I like the Supreme collabs that they did. I like the for me, I'm mostly more about the sports.
Okay.
More than the brands, but I'm more about the sports team. But I just love MLB sports logos. So when New Era started playing with the colors, playing with different colors instead of making everything just the team colors, like when we first saw the yellow Braves hat in Atlanta, we went crazy. So
that started with Spike. That started with Spike Lee.
Oh,
right?
It did?
Spike Lee with the red Yankees hat, because that unlocked like a whole nother world. Because at first it was like, and I think like that unlocked a whole other world. And Leon and I were talking about this before, like, the pink bottoms for some folks have become almost the pink hat. What I mean by that is you used to call fans like, and listen, this is somewhat sexist and it's not something I necessarily subscribe to, but they would call a certain sect of fans pink hats because there were folks that were getting the pink hats, like the females that were getting the pink hats and going to the game and pretending to be a fan but wearing the hat, right? But now you're starting to see folks that aren't even affiliated or don't even like sports, and it's connected to street culture, right? And like you can ask a kid who's wearing a 99 All-Star game, a 99 World Series patch cap for the Yankees, and ask them one player on the team. I don't know.
Right. It's a staple. It's a staple in our culture.
Yeah, it's just become such a staple, and it's changed the way people consume products, right? And I think, and Spike Lee was that. I think that pivotal moment in changing what sports caps did in society. It was just different, right? Like, because it changed it all, in my opinion.
All right.
But Chicago Joe, I'd love to hear your take, because you said you're not as much a sports guy, but I'd love to hear your thoughts on the subjects.
I mean, for me, it was always like, I hear you guys talking about Joe Fresh Goods and stuff like that, and it's funny to me because, like, those are dudes that, like, people who don't know, Joe Fresh Goods worked at Leaders, and I used to go shop at Leaders. I most likely have bought hats directly from dudes who then go on and, like, have excellent careers, turning it into pop-up shops, turning in and making their niche in the fashion game. And for me, awesome. I'm always here rooting on. I feel like everybody can eat. There's no real like, and that's why I always love caps. And I feel like that, coming back to what you were saying, being able to diversify a ball cap to an extent that New Era has, where you can really touch on any market and you can find a piece that will match your style. It doesn't necessarily, and like I was saying before, like, I'm not saying like on Sundays during football season, I got my Bears, I'm dripping in orange and navy. I've got my sports shit on lock, but I know my fashion shit now. Like, as I get older, I'm wearing a lot of like, the Ghostbuster shit, the Nickelodeon caps, the Disney drops. Like, that's what I'm leaning towards now. The same way, like, when I was in my 20s, I was really rocking a lot of like basketball shoes and then skateboard shoes a lot. And now, like, as I'm getting older, I'm wearing a lot more Air Maxes, a lot more runners. It just, the evolution of your own fashion and the evolution of your own style, I think, is awesome. And like, for me, it's awesome because I know that with New Era, I can buy caps and all that shit is cyclical. So like, I'll wear something and I'll love it and I'll put it on a shelf. I'll come back in 10 years and I'll love it again. And I feel like that's why people need to focus on their own style instead of trying to like just go out. Because like a lot of people, like you guys were saying, though, they gobble up shit and they don't even know why. Like the Supreme shit, these brands that have made a living off of it. And I can't hate on it, but at the same time, it's like, know why you're buying it or know why you don't want to. You know, if it doesn't ring your bell, know that there's 50 million other things you could go out there and get. I mean, that's why I always laugh, because people are like, man, you missed that drop. Aren't you upset? No, because there's 15 more drops coming. And my wallet ain't going to, you know, I'll be mad for about a half an hour and I'm moving on to the next thing.
So Adam from Over Your Head is saying that he wears a lot more Air Monarchs. I won't cross that line, though.
There's nothing wrong with the Monarchs. Nothing wrong with the dad shoes.
No, there's two things I won't wear: is Air Monarchs. I don't give a damn what colorway, and I will never wear one of those New Balance, what are those 570s or something? The dad grill shoes, the ones that you can't come within 10. You can't come within 10 yards of a park or a school, like 10 feet of a park or a school, and all this stuff. I'm never wearing those shoes. But Adam, you're on your own with those, man. You're on your own. And Joe, for you said you can put something on the shelf and 10 years later come back to it. That's because you've been in the game so long.
Yeah, I mean, I have been blessed or, you know, cursed, depending on how you want to look at it, to and I feel like I'm just like a natural collector. I collect a lot of different shit, from video games to t-shirts, hats, shoes, socks. I mean, I really love streetwear and that shit, but like, I think for me, I was doing that shit before, like, nobody was really into sneakers and shit. I mean, there were people, obviously, but like, you go to high school and you're putting on a show for 4 or 5 other people. Like, it's not like it is today where, and it was more about your own fashion too. Like, now it's more about being able to prove to the next guy that you can get what he got, instead of being able to take it to your own shit and go, look at how I do it. This is my style. Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever you feel comfortable with, right?
Right. Exactly.
So if you guys could get any two entities or creative minds to collaborate, who would it be?
On a New Era project?
I didn't prep you guys for this question, so this one might take you a second, but I'd
love to hear. On a New Era project?
Yeah, it could be a New Era project. It could be anything. Anything.
You want to go, Joe?
No, you can go, man. I need a second shit.
2 people, and I'm just going to say on the hat. I'm going to just keep it focused on the fitted.
That's cool.
If I can get dead or alive.
Let's try alive because it's more feasible.
More feasible. 2 people to collaborate
more
on a fitted hat that would look crazy.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, you know what? I'm not even going to say 2 people. I'm going to say 1 person.
That's cool.
If I can, now this is also straight fashion shit. If I can get a Ralph Lauren New Era fitted hat, I think he would turn the fitted hat. I think he will put a rucksack on the side. He'll put a fucking Velcro strap here. He'll hang some buckles off the side. He wouldn't just go straight sports. You know, when he goes rugby and when he goes into his native and his Indian vibe that he got going, he might put a damn dream catcher hanging from the left side. If I can get a Ralph Lauren New Era fitted hat, that would be great. But if I just had to go crazy, man, if I could just pick 2 crazy people, I'm going to say CeeLo Green, because we know he's going to slap nuts. And I'm going to say Erykah Badu. If I can get a CeeLo Green and Erykah Badu, man,
that's a unique choice.
That's a wicked. I think that'll be a spooky collaboration.
Bag Lady is one of my favorite songs.
Yes, that'll be a spooky collaboration.
Joe, who you got?
Man, just off the top of my head, if I'm just trying to go super crazy, I would probably go try to find Andre 3000 and probably match him up with Jeff Staple and just make them go nuts. Because I think having the basics and like the kind of funniness of the Staple Pigeon brand mixed up with the wildness of, you know, Three Stacks, I think you could come up with something crazy fun. And I think they would come correct with that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Leon, how about you?
Well, just going off of like fans of their work or fans of their hats, like two brands that would have just went crazy if they would have ever matched up would have been Hundreds and Mishka. So between both, they've had tons of releases, and every one of them, I don't know, like it's something timeless, and you know from across the room when you see a Hundreds hat or a Mishka hat, I think they would just go bananas.
Joe, you look back. What do you want to show? You want to show us something?
Oh shit! I don't know. I have a pile back here of shit. Like I was just prepping for different brand type stuff. So like, I pulled out the Colt King Stampede cap. This probably came out. I mean, it's got a blue tag, so you do the math on how old that one is. But like newer stuff. But man,
This guy's just rummaging through things that most people would die for.
So this cap meant a lot to me because I actually bought this while I was out on Fairfax in California myself. Just so personally it was important to me. But I love the details on this. The materials are fucking crazy. You know, and the patchwork is fresh. I love that shit. So for me, I'm with you, Leon. Hundreds pieces are beautiful.
Yeah, and I've heard out there that they're going to be upping their fitted game again.
Well, I think that they're starting to realize again that snapbacks and strapbacks just aren't for everybody. And from a retailer standpoint, it's great. You don't get stuck with sizes. You're not marking anything down. But now I think they're seeing with Hat Club and some of these other brands that are just, if you make the market right, and you keep the numbers limited, you can
they'll sell out.
They'll sell out. Yeah, 100%. 100%. And then now they're shifting to those pre-orders, right? Just to be safer. They're adapting. I think companies are adapting now to make sure that they can satisfy the demand while not like killing themselves, you know, with loss. There's someone that said that your collaboration, if you could get Ralph Lauren to do that hat, it should be called Polo Manolo.
Polo Nolo, man. Polo Nolo.
Yeah, and I think, listen, man, I think, you know, I'm not like as much of a street brand guy. I'm more of like a sports hat guy, but I can certainly appreciate it. I still like, if I see a cool like street branded hat, I gotta buy it. It's just the way I am.
Right.
But just because I love the way it looks, like the new Supreme hat with all the MLB logos on it, I had to get it. I missed that. And it's not even, for me though, it's not because it had the Supreme logo on. I want to be clear. That's not what drew me to the hat. What drew me to the hat was the MLB logo just all over the thing. So it goes back to your point, Joe. It's about what you like, you know, and like, you know, listen, I really believe that if you're not comfortable in what you're wearing, you look even worse.
That's a fact.
You know what I mean? Like for me, like if I don't feel comfortable in what I'm wearing, I know I look worse than I actually do because you can't pull it off. You know,
but you know you look bad though.
Yeah. But it's not even that. I think like how you carry yourself is part of your mood, man. Like if you're wearing something that isn't you, you're gonna look like it isn't you. You follow me?
I agree.
That's kind of how I've always been, and I've never been a guy who's been flashy. But everybody, no matter what you say, everybody has their own style. Whether you like it or not, everybody has their own style. And it's like, you know, push boundaries, but still be comfortable about it. That's my opinion. You know, but I'm also 43 now, so it's different. You know, but what else, guys? What else do you guys think? Like, because I thought the Spike Lee moment was pivotal. Is there any other pivotal moments that you guys have seen that you're like, wow, this is, and especially for you, Joe, because you've seen a lot. Is there been any other moments where you've seen a shift? Because that you can really attribute to where we are right now in the fitted hat world?
Well, I think for me, the moment that comes to mind as far as this hat game is like when Don C blew up, being a Chicago boy, knowing like no one was selling $400 snapbacks. I mean, that shit was fucking ridiculous. Yeah. And, I mean, when they first started coming, I was like, thank God I'm a fitted boy. Like, that's all I kept thinking to myself. But I mean, that moment, and then I feel like there's those couple moments just, and you get them a lot, like those all-star games, rock and jock games, shit like that, where you see a dude come out and he's rocking a fitted where you're like, wait a minute, where in the fuck did he find that? And now you're on your phone digging, and you know, you spent 2 hours, or you're watching a video clip and you see a guy wearing a fitted, and you're like, man, I gotta have that. And for me, that's kind of how I am. So I mean, there are those big moments, I think, but again, it really comes down to what you like. I know that there are moments for me where I have to have a cap, and I like the perfect example is the Friday the 13th Hat Club drop. I mean, I was sitting on, and I mean, let's hope this never gets back to my boss, but I mean, like, I was on a call. I put the shit on mute while she was talking, made my order, came off of mute, completed the call, never fucking knew, but like made sure that I was on my shit. Like, I wasn't going to miss that drop.
Yeah, no, man, that's the way. Listen, I will say something. You made me think of something. Your Instagram is analogous to the biggest dick tease in the fitted world.
Well, I apologize for the blue balls, I guess, the fitted blue balls that everybody.
That's what you're giving everybody. So I just want you to. But I've also given them the door in there with Leon's help by sharing your Instagram and having you on today.
Well, I gotta have a pimp somewhere along the line, right?
Right, man. That's right. So Manolo, I got a question for you. So and then we're gonna wrap up in a minute or so. But I wanted to ask you another question. So where do you see your fashion going along with New Era fitteds? Like, what is your vision for the future for yourself and what you're creating along with New Era?
I mean, the ultimate goal for me with as far as New Era caps is, of course, to do a collaboration that bleeds into apparel. It wouldn't just be a hat release. It would be a collaboration on maybe some tops, some sport themed tops. Actually, I'm actually working on a line sheet now. I presented one. I'm working on another one, and New Era ears are open. They are open to the idea. It just has to be done correctly. So I'm designing things I feel that everyone in the hat world would wear, because some of the pieces I make are pretty out there and people couldn't pull it off, or that's what they tell me. They tell me, I love this piece, but I really couldn't pull it off. Okay, fine. So I
told you that 2 days ago.
Right. I'm going into this to this thing with the idea of making all around pieces, because every designer can design something that everyone would wear. They just don't choose to. They want to be out there. They want to be eclectic. They want to everything they make to stand out. And right now I'm in the process of designing pieces I feel everyone would wear that carries that New Era stamp. So hopefully, the collaboration pushes through and we get green lighted on it, and we can do some dope limited runs on pieces, on tops with the matching hats. But that's where I see the future. You know what I'm saying? It's actually something that I thought about for years, and building a relationship with Hat Club kind of opened that door, that line of contact with New Era, that direct line of contact with New Era, and they're actually considering it. So, that's what I see. That's what I'm trying to do.
Manolo, that's like the more longer term future vision. The right answer was, you're going to make me the coolest fucking Red Sox jersey that you could possibly imagine. So I want to make sure that I plugged in the right answer for you. So, and once that thing is made, I know you've got a long queue right now, but once that thing is made, I'm going to debut it here on this show.
Perfect.
I'm going to have you pop on and share what went into that work. So
okay.
Leon's about to hit you up too.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
We're going to need some stuff done.
I'm with it. Y'all know I get in the lab and make it happen.
But I want to be clear. It needs to look good with my Red Sox fitteds. Now, Joe, one last question for you before we wrap up. Where, like, your collection has gone in multiple different directions, right?
Sure.
So what is your, like, when you're thinking about like the future of your collections, right? What's that look like?
Man, hopefully a bigger house to fucking put all the shit in. But honestly, I've been doing a lot more buying off of secondary market now. So I've been doing a lot more like Mercari, Poshmark, that type of shit. Finding pieces that people forgot about that they don't care about anymore. That I know I can circulate back in.
One man's trash is another man's treasure.
Oh, absolutely. And not only that, but like I feel like hat game is kind of starting to get to where the sneaker game was or is in the sense that like people care about the drop and then 2 months later they don't give a shit anymore. So for me, I don't care. Like I like the shit I like, and I'm a black hole collector. So it comes in, it's never gonna go.
Oh man, same here.
So for me, I just kind of
look at it the same way too.
Yeah, absolutely. So I just kind of look at it as, I know it's gonna ever expand. Thankfully, I got a girlfriend that's cool with it, and she understands. So I mean. Sky's the limit. At least the pocketbook's the limit. At least. You
know what's interesting, Joe? That you say that all 4 of us are black holes.
Yeah.
Manolo has like 800 shoes in some other room on the compound, and he doesn't want to get rid of anything. I'm getting hit up in Instagram, and people ask me to sell something. I'm like, listen, once it comes in here, it doesn't come out.
Yeah. That's a fact. That's dead.
Come out.
That's dead, man.
I would have bought it if I didn't want it.
And let's review for people who don't know what we're talking about. Black hole collector is one that it goes in, it doesn't come out, as opposed to these revolving door collectors who they'll get a piece or 5, 10, 50 pieces, and they'll have 500 hats or 500 whatever, but they always stay at 500 because they got new shit coming in, but the old shit is going. I can't do that. Every one of them is like my child. I can't get rid of shit. I have pairs of sneakers that are beat this shit from like the 90s that like the soul is gone.
You can't put yourself in a place and just throw them out.
No, you can't do it.
It's impossible. It's impossible. It's impossible.
And even when I get to that point, I'll take them out and I'll be like, nah, I can restore these someday.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep these.
Manolo doesn't get rid of them because he's gonna cut them into pieces and put them on another jersey. So there's no way this guy's ever throwing anything.
That's a fact.
Guys, listen. I want to tell you guys how much fun this was. I thought this was outstanding, and I had a good time. I hope you guys did too. I know Leon was looking forward to today, man. He eats this stuff up, man, the streetwear stuff, and talk about this cool stuff. Listen, I really appreciate having you guys on. And
thank you, man.
I just want, listen, man. Well, I love it, and we're gonna have more opportunities to have more people on, and share more about their collections and their passion and what they're into and how it connects to fitted hat culture. So. You guys were outstanding, and I want to thank you for being on.
I just want to say thanks. I'm humbled that you even thought of me, Leon. You're my boy. Maybe that's the way I kind of snuck onto the back of the set on this one, but I really appreciate it. And anytime, guys, it's been a pleasure.
Yeah, and I want to share with everybody really quick what's coming up next on Wednesday. So Wednesday. We've secured Justin from Hat Club. He's the originator of the pink bottom.
Yes, sir. That's that shift. That shift he was talking about in the game. He's caused a shift, man. It's amazing to actually do that in real life.
And I did see, just so you're aware, Michael Clark, I did see you in the comments, and I know you've given me some crap about my love of pink bottoms, but you're gonna get to be immersed in a pink bottom world next Wednesday.
Facts.
And we even went the extra mile, and Adam, who helps us out with our graphics, changed our underbrims to pink on our logos.
I see that. I'm looking at that.
One special event, we've changed pink on our logos.
I love the detail. It's all about the details, boys.
That's right, man. That's right. So I was on the phone with Justin today. He's super excited to come on and share some of the history behind the pink bottom and where he feels things are going in the marketplace for fitteds. It's going to be an outstanding conversation. So I hope to see you guys all on Wednesday because I really think you're going to love the show. Again, Joe, thank you so much for being on. The king of the Instagram dick tees, Manolo, Polo Nolo. Listen, your creations are incredible. Leon and I were drooling over them, and thank you for coming on today. And and Leon for being the king of facilitation and helping get all this stuff set up and just being a great co-host. I appreciate you. Leon, why don't you take us away?
Yeah, thanks for joining. Thanks for joining us, taking the time to watch us either live or in the future. We really appreciate the support. Make sure you guys smash that subscribe button and yeah, get the word out. We will be back on Wednesday with another episode of Views from the Vault. Stay fitted, guys. Take care.